Do you want to learn the tools and strategies that can propel you to the next level in life? Do you want to understand how to maximize your fullest potential? Since 2001, Empower You has impacted and changed the lives of tens of thousands of people from around the world. And now we bring the life-changing experience to you. So welcome to the Empower You podcast with Brent Williams and Byron Dempsey, the podcast that delves into the ins and outs of the Empower You program and gives you a behind-the-scenes glimpse into what really goes on at these life-changing events.
Assisting. This is a bit of a behind-the-scenes episode, so specifically for those who've attended Empower You, I think they'll really enjoy this. We're going to be talking about how to become an assist, why you become an assist, the benefits of it, 6 human needs. We haven't spoken about that yet. We'll probably do an entire dedicated episode to that. So obviously assists are how the program runs. Empower You is run by a presenter with a team of assists. Usually there's a presenter. Shana, what's her general manager?
Well, yeah, and we'll call head assist. We'll call the operations manager of the program.
Yeah, those two, and then the rest are all volunteer people who've done the program themselves and want to help other people take them through it. And they are assists. They're volunteers. It's a volunteer position. What did you want to talk about when it comes to assists? Like, why do you think it's such a valuable thing?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what an assist is. They're basically the extension of me at the program. So if I've got 100 people in the seminar, I'm running it from stage, but I need my eyes and ears in teams and groups to build rapport, to make sure that we know that everyone's looked after. If there's anyone that's challenged, that an assist essentially becomes like a mini presenter of sorts. And there's a whole training process. They've got to go through a 40-page document. They've got to watch, 6 hours of training videos. There's a real, it's not a simple thing to do. Yet we have a massive waiting list.
And they have to have done the program multiple times.
Yeah. There's a bunch of hoops they've got to jump through to even be in a position to be considered an assist. And a lot of times from the outside looking in, people will say, why would you do that? You're volunteering your time. You're doing this for free. You're working because it can be intense.
And
it's your
entire weekend.
It's your entire weekend. You've been to school or university all week and then you're going to volunteer. And look, some assists will travel right around the country and that's on their own dime. Flights, accommodation, they do that. Now, firstly, let me just say, if we were a really affluent company making huge amounts of money, then I'd probably pay these assists.
Yeah.
But we aren't. And we don't need the amount of assists that we have. So we might have a weekend where we have, say, 50 participants and we'll have 15 assists. I don't need 15 to run the program. I might need 6 or 7. You're sure this process like board break, I could bring some extra people in for those few hours, but they all want to be there. And the fundamental reason why they want to be there is all 6 human needs are met. And for anyone who's listening or watching this podcast who's never heard of the 6 human needs, this is a concept that was created by Tony Robbins that I'm a huge advocate of. And I've integrated this conversation heavily now into Empower You and all the work that we do. So these needs are all the things that we need as human beings. So they are in order. In order. Certainty is the first one. We need certainty in our lives. We then need variety or uncertainty. We then need significance, love and connection, growth and contribution. And so when a participant goes through Empower You and loves the experience as someone going through it, they want to come back and do it again. And eventually, having done it multiple times, they'll say, well, it was one thing to go through the weekend and participate. It would be another thing to serve and help others through it. So assists come back. I've had assists that have been with me for over a decade. And they keep coming back because at each weekend, they get certainty. They get certainty and they know what they're going to get from the experience. They get variety because you always have different students at the program, which gives it a different experience. I mean, every Empower You that you've been a part of is different and unique.
Completely.
Always. And that's what's the spice of life. You're always going to get significance because as an assist, you're a role model to the students that are there and you're a peer as well. You're going to get love and connection because that's a huge thing we foster at the program. You're going to get growth because you are learning and developing your skills each time, and you're going to get contribution because you're guiding people through the experience. Assisting is a wonderful thing for any young person that wants to develop their interpersonal skills, build their communication skills and leadership skills. I mean, what's your take on assisting and what have you seen as valuable benefits to being a part of the team?
So obviously I joined, I guess as a presenter, but before I started presenting, I was assisting. And so I did the program and then I went straight into an assist. So I had a bit of a different journey, but for me, it was just like such a family. It was such a tight-knit family when I first went to Byron Bay. And I was, very much an outsider. Everyone knew each other, but I was coming in. So I was like, all right, I've got to try and make friends with these guys. And they're all so awesome. It's just a lot of fun. Empower You assisting is a lot of fun. I mean, presenting, you're working on this clock, but realistically assisting, you know, you get 2 hours where you can just sit and really chill and just watch it and chat in the background with a few other people, depending on what your role is, especially when you've got access and mount. So I think it's an incredible way to meet people, like great, genuinely good friendships. They hang out all the time. I follow them on Instagram. They're all best friends with each other. I think it's a great way to, get significance and growth as a person. What I think is really valuable, and I don't think we should ever skip it, no matter how late, is the assist debriefs we do.
Yeah.
So to clarify, just at the end of the program, each day, just sit down with the assist team. Let's say there's 15 of us, and just say, what's our best things? Let's have a debrief. What was our best things? And at this point, you're almost like on a high because you're so exhausted. So you're like mentally, and so everyone's like laughing and just like, lying down there sometimes with pizza at the end of the day, and you're having pizza. And I think that stuff is really magical because everyone is tears. People are just like,
look, the
up.
shares, it's really hard to explain for anyone who's not experienced it.
Yeah, it is.
And every time we do a share, and it's really powerful. And these shares, we can go for an hour. Like, it can be long, and people do get emotional. And the reason they get emotional is they're just full of gratitude.
Yeah.
They are full of gratitude. And I always say to the assist team, like, aren't we blessed? Aren't we blessed to, very few people go through an experience like this, period. Very few get to then actually be the people responsible for the work and to take this opportunity to share the joy that we have in impacting people is really, I like to call it a 1%er thing.
Yeah.
Like, what are things you can do this only 1% of the world gets to do? And I'd say this is 1% of the 1%. But the gratitude that's bred from those debriefs is unbelievable. Because we get to sit and go, wow, what impact did we just make on those 50 lives that were changed and transformed at the end? Crying tears of joy when they started going with their hoodie over their head going, I don't want to be here, this is a waste of time. My parents made me go to this, to the end going, oh my God, this has changed my life. This is the best thing I've ever done.
And I think to clarify what the shares will be like, it'll be like if someone did an incredible board break, like let's say John, oh man, John, I did the best board break with him. He fully opened up. It was just, that would be a best share. They'd share how incredible that experience was for them.
Or did you see Sally? Like, she wasn't dancing those first 3 sections. She just was so stubborn. At the end, she was smiling and like laughing and so free. Because here's the thing. All we want as presenters and assists is we want our audience to win. We want our audience to have a great time, and we want our audience to see the potential in them that they don't see in themselves. Yeah. And that's so often what's unearthed at Empower You. That's so empowering.
Yeah, there you go.
It's so empowering is that when you get someone who goes there with little confidence and self-worth, point in case, we ran a program in the Gold Coast recently, first time ever. And there was a girl, I won't say her name, but she was awful. Like, she made no contribution to the group at all. I wasn't running it, Jack was, but I was watching through Zoom at the back to support him. And she just wouldn't dance. She wouldn't smile, wouldn't hug, wouldn't put her hand up. Now, she's a bit on the spectrum, but even still, like, it's easy to use those things as an excuse.
Yeah, there's no effort.
So I don't buy into that too often. She just didn't get involved. And it was only on the Sunday that at the end, her team forced her to dance, and she did. And she finished the program, and would you believe she's now committed to 2 years with us? And I spoke to the mother, and the mother said, look, I know you didn't see too much from her on the weekend. And she's saying about her daughter, my daughter wishes she did more. But since doing the program, it's like unearthed these things for her. She's bringing 10 of her friends to the next one.
Wow.
She can't wait. She's so excited. Now, does life get better than that when you can say you made a difference in somebody's life? Like, how often do people say, I wish my one wish in my life is I could say that I impacted one life. We can say we do that every weekend. Yeah. And not just one. Yeah. And so that feeling shared with assists is huge. And you mentioned about relationships. I mean, isn't that the most important thing in life? The quality of the relationships we have. I mean, it's so real.
Is it not the best place to meet someone? For someone like my personality, right? Is Empower You the best place to meet someone? Because I know they already have the same values as me. Yeah. They have the same vision and beliefs.
And mindset.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I'll shout her out. We both know Brianna from Byron Bay. Yeah. Both times she cried during this. She's just like, I love you. She's like, I miss you guys when we're not here. Like, I think probably the big reason she comes is just to hang out with the group again, which is... Yeah. And the thing about Assist is, as a presenter, yeah, sure, you impact everyone. You can't have a one-on-one relationship
No.
with everyone, but the assist can.
Yeah.
So the assist, even though you're not impacting everyone on a global,
You have a closer connection.
yeah, you have deeper and closer with like
Yeah.
4 or 5. And so at the end of it, those 4 or 5 come up to you and say those words where they say, thank you, change. Like it's just that one sentence at the end when a kid comes up and says, thank you so much. That's enough to give your weekend away.
Look, it was my second, I don't think I've ever told it. Well, I haven't never told this story publicly. It was the 4th ever Empower You program. I remember it because it was the one where a dear friend of mine now, Nat Sussman, first attended. And there was this girl that over the whole weekend, honestly, I thought, what a waste of time. Like, what a waste. She made no effort. She's got nothing out of this. And I thought, and this is early on in my career, and I was really like down on myself, and I just saw it didn't impact her because I want everyone to give it a line. She came up to me at the end, and I thought, what's she going to say? Like, and she just started crying. And she goes, this has changed my life. And I was like, really? But does it get any better than that? And so that's the huge juice that drives the assist team. And let's talk about that word authenticity. How often already in the year or so you've spent with me, have you heard a participant at the end of the weekend, and this is a participant, not even assist, say on the microphone, I felt closer and more honest with these people that I've spent 2 days with than my best friends.
You haven't witnessed it yet because you haven't done it yet, but the debrief after the UR process, man, every single one of those is that. So at the end of the program, you get a lot of those, but during the debrief right after the UR process, when we're just debriefing that specific process, that's all they say. They're just like, I feel closer with these people. I've never received so much gratitude in my life from my family.
And isn't this what we're all craving?
Yeah.
Ultimately, is to be loved.
It's both beautiful and really sad at the same time.
Yeah, because it highlights, the sadness is it highlights the sad times that we're in for so many people that are really struggling to not even have what you think should be basic human needs, which is just good quality relationships with people that really build you up. But assisting, when talking about people going through the weekend and saying, wow, I feel so open, assisting is another level. So it's certainly something that for outsiders can be confusing. I know for people that don't know the work that we do, go, really? Why do people come and do this for you? They volunteer their time.
Well, keep in mind, they're volunteering.
Yeah.
Like we're not making them come.
No.
So
Yeah, their choice. And and here's the thing, they're queuing up to volunteer. Like I know I could press on social media, we have 10 spots who wants to inquire. I'd get 10 spots filled in the day, that day, done. Because people see the value in that, the amazing relationships we have. It's a very special community.
And let me say, when we're talking about job interviews, developing yourself as a person, nothing. I don't think there's not many things that look more impressive than Empower You Assist on your resume. Sure, Empower You Assist. They don't know what that is, but when they ask you, so I saw your resume. What was this Empower You Assist thing? If you're ready for that question, you've got the. I reckon you've got the job.
You got the job.
So it's actually this program I did when I was 16 years old. Now I volunteer. Every few months I volunteer my weekend to go help out a bunch of kids. We teach them money, finance, communication skills. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, and as a volunteer role, I've now crossed over 50 hours doing it. And if you've got it scripted, I'm sure, maybe we could do a whole episode. Put together some notes on how to answer that.
It's absolutely
and if you don't get asked it, find out a way to weave it into the conversation.
Yeah.
Because that is a really, really valuable thing to have on your resume. So even if you're doing it for purely ego reasons and not ego, but purely
strategy for it'd be worth doing.
Exactly.
I agree. I think that would stand you out from the crowd completely because it's not something that everybody does.
Yeah.
And it shows you're prepared to do the work without being financially. So many people have such a poverty mentality in that all they're up for is swapping time for money.
Yes. Oh, we could do a whole episode on that.
Just swap time for money. If you want me to work, you better pay me. If you're not paying me, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
These assists are getting paid because they're investing in themselves. Every time they come to the program, they are reinforcing all the ideas. So it goes from the idea on the wall to who they are. They get so much more out of it. Now, I would never do this, of course, but I think assisting is in such demand that if there was a fee to assist, not within reason, people would pay it. I think because there's so much benefits.
I mean, you're essentially attending the program for free.
Yeah.
But look, again, if you had the money, I'd love to pay them. I think they deserve. I think they absolutely deserve it.
Yeah.
And I spoke about if we can grow the company, we'd love to do like a big assist party at the end of the year.
Yes.
Incentivize them through other ways that aren't just a program what they already get out of it, but really try to say thank you through other ways. Maybe give them discounts or benefits or partnerships with, I don't know, whatever. But I just think it's incredibly, incredibly beneficial.
It might be good. I don't know if we can attach it to this particular episode. But at the end of this episode, just showing 90-second video of the assist saying why they love assisting, because I've got all that.
Yeah,
And then they could just listen going, here are assists saying this is why I love assisting. Here's what I've got out of it.
And also, going back to the job interview thing, it's not, you don't just ask to be assistant, you become one. There's a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah.
We have a high...
There's a struggle to get to the
Yeah,
prize.
we have a high, requirement,
Yeah.
high expectation for
Yes.
the assist because...
Yeah.
And really, the assists have to be living the Empower You methodology or living through what we talk about.
Yeah.
You can't be playing a victim. You can't be doing all this stuff. Otherwise, you can't take people through that.
That's the other benefit, actually. Assisting holds the assist accountable to the lessons they've learned.
It's like presenting, isn't it?
Yeah. It's actually making you say, well, you got to do these things. And if not, what are you doing about it? It's a kick up the butt. So, wow, we just unearthed some extra benefits to it that I hadn't even considered going into this.
It does hold you accountable. It's like... I think there's just so many benefits to it. We want to make it's high in demand. So when you get asked that question at a job interview, you can say, not many people get chosen. You can really make it scarcity.
Yeah.
So you can be like, only a few people get chosen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of. It took me 3 years to get this job or this requirement, whatever.
Yeah.
Because you're not just saying, hey, I'll volunteer my time. It's more than that. Yeah. It's way more than that.
Oh yeah. Oh look, and for every assist that goes for a job interview, I give them a letter.
Oh yeah.
Personal letter from me that unpacks from the Brent Williams, founder of Empower You, unpacking all of the things that they've done to stand out. So, yeah, huge benefits. Well, this has been a good chat. I've loved this, and look, assisting, you get so much out of it. It's challenging. It's stressful at times, but that's why you grow. You don't grow in your comfort zone. You grow outside of it. It's an amazing opportunity and a real family.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a family. It's, challenging, all those things. 6 human needs specifically.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean... Do we have a call to action for assist? Or it's really like, we don't even...
It's almost invite only now.
Yeah, it is invite only.
But, if you really want it and you keep coming back and you pester me enough,
I get asked a lot when I go to programs, like, how do I be an assist? And it's like, just keep doing what you're doing. And you'll be
keep
one.
showing up.
It's always the people that we've already spotted. We're already... people come up to me and in the back of my head, I'm going, we already know you're going to be an assist. Just give it a year. Keep doing this. You're clearly a standout. You'll get invited for sure.
Yeah.
So that's it for assisting.
Awesome. Yeah, great chat.
Thank you for listening to the Empower You podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. For more information on our live events, please head to www.empoweryou.com.au. We look forward to having you join us again for the next episode of the Empower You podcast.